Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to my channel Chemistry with DBK sir. So guys, I would like to tell you something about success. It means that if you want to become a successful person in the life, okay, don't do this one. Don't follow success guys. In spite of doing this, okay, if you make the success to follow you, yes guys, you will become a successful person. Okay, we should not follow anything. We have to make everything to follow us. Okay, yes, it is possible. Okay, let us make it possible with our knowledge. Okay guys, well, today's our topic is about, okay, very important topic for competitive exams. Okay, let us discuss about the topic without wasting our time. Okay, right. Well, guys, today we are going to discuss about alpha hallucination of alkenes and aralkanes. Let us see what is alpha hallucination of alkene and aralkane in detail. Okay, this is a very special video. I'm going to cover everything about this topic. Okay, so guys, my advice is that, okay, take a pen and paper and listen the class with 100% concentration, okay, without any disturbance, okay, so that you can enjoy this topic. Okay, let us enjoy it about the alpha hallucination of alkene and aralkanes. So guys, first I would like to tell you, okay, what is alpha hallucination. Okay, let's see, suppose if you take the molecule alkene like this, okay, any alkene you may take. Okay, let us take the alkene like this. Okay, right. So here guys, see, we have the carbon atoms, double bonded carbon. What is the hybridization of the double bonded carbon? sp2 carbon, and this is also sp2 carbon. And what is the hybridization of this carbon? sp3 carbon. So guys, remember the sp3 carbon atom present on the sp2 carbon. Okay, the sp3 carbon atom present on the sp2 carbon is generally considered as a alpha carbon. It is called as a alpha carbon, is also known as a allylic carbon. Okay, this is also called as allylic carbon. So what is allylic carbon? Allylic carbon is a sp3 carbon which is directly present on the sp2 carbon. Okay guys, right. Well, now here see the hydrogen atom which is present on the allylic carbon atom. Okay, the hydrogen which is present on the allylic carbon atom is known as allylic hydrogen. Okay, this is called as a allylic hydrogen, is also called as a alpha hydrogen. Okay, right. Now we are going to discuss about the some chemical reactions with respect to this allylic hydrogen atom. Okay, let us see what kind of chemical reactions we have with respect to the allylic hydrogen. That means where the allylic hydrogen is involving in the chemical reaction. This is the most important thing. And similarly guys, let me tell you what is benzylic hydrogen. So generally benzylic hydrogen means, let's see, benzene ring is here, right? So benzene ring is here. So and this in the benzene ring, this carbon is sp2 hybridized now. So because of the double bond is here, and this carbon is a sp3 carbon. So the sp3 carbon present on the sp2 is called as a alpha carbon atom. So this sp3 carbon which is directly present on the benzene ring, okay, okay, is called as a benzylic carbon. Okay, this is called as benzylic carbon here. So these alpha carbons, okay, okay, here we have the three types of the carbons. I will tell you all the terminology in detail. So before that, here see, we are going to discuss about the chemistry, okay, which is involving, okay, the alpha hydrogen and the aromatic rings also. So this is a very important concept we are going to discuss. So guys, in the aromatic alpha carbon atoms, in the aromatic ring, okay, particularly on the benzene ring, okay, we have the different terminology. Let me give the clarity about that. Okay, no more confusions. It is very easy. Suppose here see, okay, the CH2 carbon, CH2 sp3 carbon present on the benzene ring is called as a benzylic carbon. Okay, this is called as benzylic carbon. Okay, and see here the CH carbon which is present on the benzene ring. Okay, so whatever the groups, it may be other groups. Okay, if only one hydrogen is there, this is called as a benzylic carbon. Okay, this is called as benzylic carbon, and here entire this group is called as a benzol group. Okay, similarly, so if there is a alpha carbon, okay, without any hydrogen, that means the other three bonds are substituted by some other groups other than hydrogen. Okay, this group is called as a benzo group. Okay, this is called as a benzo group. This carbon is called as a benzo carbon. Okay, like that we have the alpha carbons are the three types. Okay, benzylic carbon, benzalic carbon and benzo carbon. Okay guys, anyway, so these three carbons are also simply considered as a benzylic carbon. How they are considered as a benzylic carbon? If it is a benzylic carbon is having the two hydrogen, this is called as a primary benzylic carbon. So benzoic carbon, okay, if it is attached to the two alkyl groups, okay, this is called the secondary benzylic carbon. And if benzocarbon, if it is attached with the three alkyl groups, okay, this benzocarbon is called as a tertiary benzylic carbon, okay, like that. So the benzylic carbon can be classified into three types as a primary, secondary, tertiary based on the number of alkyl groups present on the alpha carbon atom. Okay, or number of hydrogens present on the alpha carbon. Like this we have the different terminology. Okay, don't get confused here. Okay, right. So first let us see the reactions involving the alpha hydrogen atom of alkenes. Later we will go to the reactions involving alpha hydrogen of okay, aromatic carbon atoms or aromatic alkenes, aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay, we will discuss about that in detail. Okay, right. Well guys, let's see that. Well, let's see here. Our topic is about alpha hallucination. Alpha hallucination. It means that the hallucination is going to take place at a alpha position. Okay. For example, if you take an alkene, any alkene, you may take any alkene. So the condition is that it should contain at least one, okay, allylic hydrogen atom. When you react these alkenes, okay, with a halogen, here two conditions are there. I will tell you all the conditions. Okay, so two conditions are there. For example, if you are reacting the alkene with a halogen, okay, at a high temperature and a non-polar solvent, okay, like carbon tetrachloride. Okay, what happens? And when you react the same alkene with a halogen at low temperature, the solvent can be non-polar or it can be polar like water. Anything you may take. Okay, right. So then let's see what happens here is. So guys, here the condition is a condition based question. If the reaction condition is there at a high temperature, the alpha hydrogen will be replaced by the halogen. Okay, you will get this product. Okay, CH2 double bond CH, and this alpha hydrogen is replaced by what? It is replaced by the halogen. Okay, this is called as alpha hallucination reaction. Okay, this is called as alpha hallucination reaction. And if you do the same reaction at the low temperature, this is important, then what happens here? Here the halogen will react at the double bonded carbon atoms. Okay, it will react at the double bonded carbon atoms like this. Okay, so let us see that what happens here. This hydrogen is not involved in double bond will get break. Instead of the double bond, it forms a two new sigma bonds at the two double bonded carbons to give the vicinal dihalides. Okay, this is the most important the thing you guys must remember. So hallucination of alkenes is at temperature dependent reaction. If the hallucination of alkene is taking place at a high temperature, the substitution takes place at alpha position, and if the hallucination is taking place at the low temperature, electrophilic addition takes place at the double bonded carbon atoms to give the vicinal dihalides. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss. Now here our topic is about alpha hallucination. Okay, so in this topic what we are going to discuss about the what kind of the reagents we are using for the alpha hallucination, and what is the mechanism of those reactions, and what is the order of the reactivity of the different types of the alpha hydrogens, and with the different the examples here. Okay, let us enjoy it guys. Well guys, here see, this is one of the alkenes. In this here see, you can see this is a allylic carbon because it is a sp3 carbon present on the double bonded sp2, and this hydrogen is a allylic hydrogen, right? Now we are reacting with this alkene with the halogen in the presence of the carbon tetrachloride. That is the reaction condition. See that, okay, sunlight is there, alkyl peroxide is there, or at a high temperature is there. In that case guys, already we discussed in our previous videos. Okay, these are the conditions which can generate the free radical, and then what happens here? This alpha hydrogen will be replaced by this halogen. So what is the product we are going to get here? The product is that, okay, that is CH2 double bond CH2, and hydrogen is going to replace by halogen. We are getting this compound. Okay, now what is the name of this product? Here see, this carbon is allyl carbon. Since halogen is present on the allyl carbon atom of this group, okay, this group is called as allyl group. Okay, this compound is named as allyl halide. Okay, this is called as a allyl halide. Okay, right. And in this reaction, what can be the halogen? So here guys, here remember this X2, it can be chlorine, or it can be bromine. Okay, so for the chlorination and bromination, we can use a different temperature conditions. Okay, so the reacting with the chlorine, okay, under these conditions can give the allyl chloride, and reaction with the bromine under these radical conditions can give the allyl bromide here. And guys, remember what kind of reaction it is. It is a substitution reaction because hydrogen is replaced by the halogen. So substitution is taking place. It is substitution reaction, and this reaction is proceeds through the formation of the free radical. Therefore, this is called as a free radical substitution reaction. Okay. Now I will tell you how will be the free radical substitution reaction. Okay, of this alpha hallucination, and what are the reagents we have for this reaction here. Okay. First, let us go to the hallucination, alpha hallucination reaction mechanism now. Okay, let's see how will be the mechanism in detail. Well guys, let us see the mechanism of alpha hallucination with halogen. This halogen, it can be chlorine or it can be bromine. The mechanism will be same. Let me tell you how will be the mechanism. So suppose if you take a reaction like this, okay, CH2 double bond CH3, when you react it with a halogen, okay, in the presence of the sunlight or peroxide or at a high temperature, what happens guys here? Let's see, the alpha halogen will be replaced, alpha hydrogen will be, okay, replaced by halogen to give the respective allyl halides. Okay, this is a general reaction. So for this reaction, let us see the mechanism. How will be the mechanism? See guys, in the first step, okay, in the first step of this reaction, what happens is the chlorine is here now. So this chlorine undergoes homolytic cleavage in the presence of the sunlight. Okay, so homolytic cleavage means the breaking of the covalent sigma bond by equal sharing of 2 electrons to the 2 halogen atoms. So here it is giving the chlorine radical. So this chlorine radical, okay, this chlorine radical will react with a stable molecule of alkene containing alpha hydrogen atom like this here. Okay, now right here, see the chlorine radical, in the presence of the chlorine radical, this bond, okay, this bond undergoes homolytic cleavage. Okay, then what happens here? It can form, okay, okay, this radical, okay, that you can write it as CH2 radical. Okay, this is called as allyl radical. Okay, this is called as allyl radical, and also it can produce hydrogen chloride. Okay, if you are taking chlorine, okay, it can produce a hydrogen chloride. If you're taking halogen, bromine, okay, anything you can write like this. Okay, this is one of the steps here. In the next step, what happens here, sir? Here, see, remember, okay, here halogen I am taking as a chlorine. Okay, if you want to write with the bromine, you can write the same. Okay, right. So next, what happens is, okay, whatever the HCl is produced here, okay, and the radical is produced here, this allyl radical is there. So this allyl radical, okay, this allyl radical, see what happens is the allyl radical is here. This allyl radical again react with a stable molecule. Every time in the radical reactions, remember, one radical can react with another stable molecule to produce a new radical and a new stable compound. Now here, see what happens here. In the presence of this allyl radical which is produced here, okay, in the presence of this allyl radical, here this bond undergoes a homolytic cleavage, and one of the chlorine radical can combine with this allyl radical to give this product here. So here you are getting the allyl chloride, and again the chlorine will be generated. So whatever the chlorine generated here, okay, so this chlorine, okay, brings about, okay, a chlorine in the chlorine radicals, okay, the chlorine in the propagation step here. So the propagation can be continuously takes place here. Okay, this is the mechanism is going on here. Okay, now right. So this is the alpha hallucination mechanism. Now let us see, guys. Okay, what are the reagents we have for the alpha chlorination and the alpha bromination reactions? Just reagents are the very important. Okay, I will tell you all the reagents with the suitable conditions here. So listen carefully. Well, guys, let us see reagents used in alpha hallucination. First, let us go through the reagents which are used in the alpha chlorination first. Okay, so guys, here for chlorination, okay, for chlorination I am writing all the reagents. Okay, remember this. Number 1, okay, direct reaction with the chlorine at 773 kelvins. Okay, this you can do that. Okay, suppose if the chlorine gas is not available, okay, you can use, okay, and also you see the temperature required is a very high. Suppose if you want to do the reaction at the lower temperatures, okay, then what you can do is you can use this this reagent, that is SO2Cl2. What is SO2Cl2, guys? Here SO2Cl2 is called as sulfuryl chloride. Okay, sulfuryl chloride. Remember, the sulfuryl chloride, okay, readily decomposes in the presence of the sunlight, to give the sulfur dioxide and chlorine gas. Okay, this chlorine gas, again, it can produce the chlorine radicals, and reaction will take place as we discussed earlier. Okay, and we have the one more alternative reagent for the chlorination. The reagent can be written as CH3CH3CH3OCl. Okay, in the presence of the sunlight. What is the name of this reagent? Okay, the name of this reagent is tertiary butyl. Okay, tertiary butyl. This is a butyl group only now. So what is this? This is hypochlorite. Okay, tertiary butyl hypochlorite. Guys, did you remember this? Okay, NaOCl. Okay, Na plus Cl. Okay, ClO minus. Okay, this is called as sodium hypochlorite. Okay, instead of the sodium, here we are writing the tertiary butyl group. Therefore, simply it is called as a tertiary butyl hypochlorite. So whenever you are using any one of these reagents, okay, what happens? What the reaction is taking place here? Alpha chlorination will takes place here. Okay, now clear now? Remember these reagents. Now let me tell you some other reagents also. See, guys, alpha bromination reagents. For alpha bromination, what are the reagents we can use? Okay, the first reagent is that directly you can use a bromine. But the temperature is lower than chlorination. Why? Because we know the reactivity is a bromine than chlorine here. So this reaction will also give a alpha bromination product. Or you can use another reagent, that is called as a NBS in the presence of the sunlight. What is NBS, guys? Here NBS means N-bromosuccinamide. Okay, it is a very exclusive reagent for the alpha bromination reactions. Okay, now, so that too in the presence of the sunlight. Remember, it is in the presence of the sunlight. Okay, so what is a N-bromosuccinamide and what is the structure of N-bromosuccinamide? Here, see, this is N-bromosuccinamide. Okay, now remember, this is N-bromosuccinamide. So okay, the reaction of alkene or alkane containing alpha hydrogen with NBS in the presence of the sunlight gives a alpha bromo derivative here. Okay, right, guys, here I'm telling one most important thing about the NBS. Okay, remember, so if you are using NBS in the presence of the DMSO, what is a DMSO? So DMSO is nothing but dimethyl sulfoxide. Okay, dimethyl sulfoxide. Here, this is a very important condition you guys must remember. Okay, don't think, okay, while we are using the NBS always alpha bromination takes place. Here you have to see the condition, whether the NBS is used in the presence of the sunlight or whether used in the DMSO. Here, see, I'm telling you that if you are using the if you are using the NBS in the presence of the dimethyl sulfoxide means it will be like this: CH3 S double bond O CH3. So now what happens in this reaction? What happens is here is, okay, remember here Br plus is an electrophile and OH minus is a nucleophile. So this Br plus and OH minus ions, electrophile and nucleophile, addition takes place here. Okay, what is happening here? Addition takes place. Where the addition is taking place here? This addition takes place at carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, this is the most important thing you must remember. Okay, again I'm telling, so whenever you are using the sodium, okay, N-bromosuccinamide in the presence of the sunlight, alpha bromination takes place. Okay, here it causes to alpha bromination. Okay, this alpha bromination follows which mechanism? Free radical substitution reaction, free radical substitution mechanism it is. And whenever you are using the NBS in the presence of the DMSO, here no substitution takes place. Here addition, electrophilic addition takes place at a carbon-carbon double bond. So what is electrophile? Okay, produced from this reagent? Okay, bromonium ion is electrophile and hydroxide ion is a nucleophile. Remember, okay, this electrophilic addition follows Markovnikov rule. Okay, it follows Markovnikov rule. Okay, let me give you some examples. I will give you all the examples one by one with these reagents, and some more important reagents also there. Okay, we need to know. Okay, let me tell you those reagents also. Okay, now right. So again, I'm telling. So alpha bromination directly can take place. Okay, when you react with the bromine directly at 400 kelvins, or with the NBS at in the presence of the sunlight. But here the important exceptional case is that, okay, whenever you are reacting the alkene, okay, with the NBS in the presence of the DMSO, here electrophilic addition reaction takes place, which follows the Markovnikov rule, in which electrophile is a bromonium ion and a nucleophile is a hydroxide ion. Okay, let me tell you some more reagents. Okay, right. See guys, one more important reagent is there. Okay, that is where the alpha hydrogen can involve in the reaction. The reagent is that selenium dioxide. Okay, selenium dioxide in the presence of acetic acid CH3COOH. Okay, now so if you are using this reagent with the alkene, of course the reaction takes place at alpha position, but what happens is here allylic hydroxylation takes place here. What happens here? Allylic hydroxylation takes place here. So what is allylic hydroxylation? Very simple. If you take any alkene which is containing the alpha hydrogen, so if you are reacting with this reagent, okay, what is the reagent here? The reagent is selenium dioxide in acetic acid. Okay, AC means acetyl group. Okay, CH3CO is called as a acetyl, that is called as it can be represented with the AC. Then what happens here? The reaction will take place like this. It's alpha hydrogen is only involving reaction, but here the product is a allyl alcohol we will get. Okay, allyl alcohol we will get. Okay, these are the important reactions we must know in the reactions where the alpha hydrogen is involving. Okay, so these are the all reagents I told. Okay, you must remember all these reagents for all the competitive exams. Okay, whether the exams may be medicine or engineering stream here. Now guys, my question is that why only alpha hydrogen is involving in this reaction? Only alpha hydrogen is involved in this reaction. The reason is that, remember, the bond energy of alpha carbon hydrogen. Okay, this bond energy is a very less. Okay, that is equal to 362, not less. It is high. That is equal to 362 kilojoules per mole. So that is the reason why. Okay, that is the reason why. Okay, it requires a very high temperature. Okay, very high temperature, so that, okay, this bond energy is equal to 362 kilojoules per mole. You should remember that. Okay, of course it is sometimes it can be comparable. It is less with some other hydrogens, and the comparability is more than some more hydrogens. Okay, anyway, so the bond energy, you should remember what is the bond energy of all the allylic CH bond here. The bond energy is equal to 362 kilojoules per mole. Okay, right. Now guys, here I will tell you some more important things here. Okay, where the hydrogens are involving in the reaction, that is about the order of the reactivity of these hydrogens. Okay, so let's see order of reactivity of these hydrogens. Very important towards these halogens. See guys, the reactivity order of the absorption of the hydrogen in the halogenation reactions. Okay, it will follows like this. Okay, for allylic hydrogens, the reactivity is more. Okay, then alkyl hydrogens, and alkyl hydrogens reactivity is more than methyl hydrogen, and methyl hydrogen reactivity is more than vinyl hydrogen. Okay, this is the order of reactivity, you must remember. Again, allylic hydrogens are the three types now. What are the three types of allylic hydrogens? Tertiary allylic hydrogen, secondary allylic hydrogen, primary allylic hydrogen. And how will be their order of reactivity? As usual. Okay, tertiary allylic hydrogen is more reactive than secondary. Secondary is more reactive than primary. Similarly, in alkyl groups also three types of hydrogens are there. What are the three types of the hydrogens present in the alkyl groups? Again, tertiary hydrogen, secondary hydrogen, primary hydrogen. How will be the order of their reactivity? Same. Okay, tertiary hydrogen is more reactive than secondary and then primary. Okay, this is the order of reactivity. You can write like this. Okay, this is a methyl, and least reactive hydrogen is a vinylic hydrogen. Vinylic hydrogen means the hydrogen present on the sp2 double bonded carbon is called as a vinylic hydrogen. So this is the order of reactivity of the different hydrogens. Okay, okay, towards these reactions. That means if more than one kind of reactive hydrogens are there, which can be involved in the reaction first. Very simple. The hydrogen which is a more reactive, that can be readily involved in the reaction. Okay, now so suppose here, see, I'm giving you one of the examples here. Okay, suppose if you see this molecule CH2 double bond CH, okay, CH3 hydrogen, okay, CH2, Okay, CH double bond CH2. Now here see here are the two alpha carbon atoms. Okay, with respect to this double bond, this is alpha carbon. With respect to this double bond, this is alpha carbon. So, but this alpha carbon, what is the nature of this alpha carbon? This alpha carbon is a tertiary carbon. This alpha carbon is a secondary carbon. So, this hydrogen is a tertiary. This hydrogen is a secondary. So, if you react it with any hallucinating agent, okay, hallucinating agent in the presence of the sunlight, what happens here? So, which hydrogen can be replaced first here? So, the tertiary hydrogen will be replaced first. Okay, so this can be replaced by the halogen to give the respect to alpha halo derivative. Okay, like this. If more than one kind of hydrogens are in the competition for the reaction. Okay, so this is the order of the reactivity you have to follow. So here see tertiary allylic hydrogen is there, secondary allylic hydrogen is there, methyl hydrogen is there, vinylic hydrogen is also there, but which is among all these kind of hydrogens which is readily replaced? Okay, that is tertiary allylic hydrogen will be replaced. So follow this order, guys. Okay, follow this order so that you can answer the questions. Okay, you can find out the major product very easily. Okay, now so this is about the reactivity, okay, order of reactivity of the different hydrogens towards the given reagent. Okay, now let us see the mechanism of the reactions with the NBS and reaction with the different hallucinating agents, okay, with the suitable examples here. Okay, now right. Okay, well guys, so far we discussed what is alpha hydrogen, okay, and how many types of alpha hydrogens are there, what are the reactivity order, and what are the different reagents we can use where the alpha hydrogen can involve. Okay, now, and also we discussed about the mechanism of alpha hallucination in the presence of the light. Now let us see some examples regarding all these reagents here. Okay, for example, here see you are taking this molecule, okay, that is CH2 double bond CH3. What is the name of this molecule, guys? This is propene. Well, right now tell me, okay, try to answer the questions fatafat. Okay, suppose if you react this propene with chlorine at a high temperature, that is 773 kelvins, what is the product here? This alpha hydrogen will be replaced, alpha hydrogen is replaced and giving this product, okay, that is CH2 double bond CH2, and this alpha hydrogen is replaced by chlorine, so we are getting allyl chloride. Correct now? And guys, here see, suppose if you react the propene with chlorine at a low temperature, that okay, around room temperature, like that, okay, that is room temperature. Okay, now what happens here? Can allyl hydrogen replace here? No. Okay, in spite of that, I told you now, at lower temperature, okay, addition reaction takes place. Okay, here, so what we are getting is vinyl dichloride we are getting, okay, 1,2-dichloropropane we are getting. Okay, this is important difference you must remember. Okay, this is at a low temperature, around at room temperature. Okay, now right. Similarly, if you react this molecule with another reagent like tertiary, okay, butyl hypochlorite. Okay, tertiary butyl hypochlorite in the presence of the sunlight. Again, what we will get here? Same as we will get the alpha chloro derivative, that is allyl chloride we will get. Okay, now tell me, guys, okay, what happens when you react, okay, when you react this molecule, okay, the propene, I'm writing here. See, okay, if you react this propene with the bromine, okay, directly reaction with the bromine, okay, bromine at 400 kelvins, okay, what is the product we are getting? Allyl bromide we are getting, right? Very good. And if you react it with the NBS, N-bromosuccinamide, in the presence of the sunlight, what is the product we are getting here? As usual, we are getting allyl bromide only. Now tell me what happens if you react this propene with the NBS, N-bromosuccinamide, okay, in the presence of the DMSO, okay, dimethyl sulfoxide. I told you now, in the presence of the DMSO, the electrophile is a bromonium ion, and the nucleophile is a hydroxide ion, and it follows a Markovnikov rule. It is asymmetrical alkene, therefore, and a symmetrical reagent follows a Markovnikov rule. According to Markovnikov rule, okay, the nucleophile attacks at the double bond carbon containing less number of hydrogens, and the electrophile attacks at the double bond carbon containing more number of hydrogens. So, okay, here electrophile will be attacked and here nucleophile will attack. So, what is the product we are getting? That product is, okay, I'm writing like this first, skeletal structure. And electrophile is attacking at double bond carbon having the more number of hydrogens. Nucleophile is attacking at the double bond carbon having the less number of hydrogens. So you are getting this addition product, most important. Okay, now right. And guys, similarly, let me tell you one more reason. Suppose if you react this propene, okay, with one more reagent is there, na? Sulfuryl chloride, SO2 Cl2. Okay, what happens here? Alpha chlorination can take place here. Okay, like this we have the different reagents. Okay, you guys must remember these are the suitable examples for all these reactions. Okay, right. Okay, note all these examples, guys. Now I will give you some other examples also. Okay, before that, okay, before going to discuss about some other examples, let me tell you how will be the mechanism of alpha bromination with the NBS. Okay, now right, let us see that mechanism also. See guys, this is a reaction, okay, that we are discussing about alpha bromination with the NBS and its mechanism, okay. So we are taking one alkene with alpha hydrogen, and whenever you are reacting with the bromine NBS in the presence of the sunlight, it is giving the respect to allyl bromide here. So if you see the mechanism of this reaction, so NBS is here now. So initially NBS, okay, N-bromosuccinamide, okay, this is N-bromosuccinamide. In the presence of the sunlight, what happens is here this bond, okay, between the bromine and nitrogen undergoes a homolytic cleavage. When this bond is undergoing the homolytic cleavage, what happens here? It can form the respective radicals. One radical will be there on the nitrogen, and one radical electron will be there on the bromine. So it is forming the bromine radical. And I told you now, so how the radical reactions will proceed here in the presence of the radical, okay, that is bromine radical. Okay, a stable molecule, okay, involved in the reaction, and it can produce a new stable radical and new product here. So now here see what happens is, okay, now in the presence of this bromine radical, this alpha CH bond undergoes a homolytic cleavage, and it will get eliminated as a HBr, okay, and it forms another new radical. What is the new radical we are getting here? So this is a new radical we are going to get, okay, that is I'm writing from here, okay, CH2 double bond CH and CH2 radical we are getting here. And along with this, what we are getting? Along with this, we are getting HBr, okay now. And this is an important step now. Let us see that what is happening here is, whatever the HBr produced here, this HBr again react with one more mole of the NBS. Okay, here see it will be like this. Okay now, so this is another mole of, okay, N-bromosuccinamide. It is reacting with the HBr. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Here see okay, so this bromine, okay, it can generate the radical now. So actually it is generating radical, okay, so you can take from here itself, okay, it is generating radical. So this radical, okay, this radical will react with the hydrogen radical, and the bromine and this bromine will combine together. And what is forming here? Here it is forming, okay, this product, okay, and here it is forming the bromine molecule. So it is source for the bromine molecule. And what is this? This is called as a succinamide. Succinamide is formed as a byproduct. So now this bromine, okay, will react with this radical, allyl radical here. Allyl radical is here, okay, that allyl radical you can write it like this, okay, CH2 double bond CH2 radical. This allyl radical, okay, now this allyl radical is reacting with bromine, okay, because here see, as I told you, this is radical, this is stable molecule, it forms a new radical, and it can form respective allyl bromide. Okay, this is what the mechanism we can write, and here bromine radical will be there, one more bromine radical will be there. Okay, like this we can write the reaction mechanism. Okay guys, so here in the overall reaction, what is happening here? It is forming the, okay, allyl bromide, and this NBS is converting into, finally it is converting into, okay, succinamide. It is converting into succinamide. Okay, this is what happening. Okay, this is a reaction mechanism. Okay, right. Now let me tell you some more important cases, okay, in this reaction. Yeah guys, here I'm giving you some important examples. Okay, see, this is a cyclohexene. When you reacted with NBS in the presence of the peroxide on heating, what is the product we are going to get? See, this is alkene molecule, cycloalkene molecule. Okay, these are the sp2 carbon. This is sp3 carbon, alpha carbon. This is also alpha carbon having the same number of hydrogens. So that anywhere, okay, hydrogen can be replaced by bromine. So what we are getting here, we are getting this product. Okay, now? Right, and how to write the IUPAC name here? So give the numbering from double bonded carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the name of this molecule is 3-bromocyclohexene. Okay, like this you have to write. And next example is this one, guys. Here see, in this molecule what is happening, what is the product we are going to get, how to write here. See, okay, this is one of the alkene derivatives. Okay, in which we are reacting with the NBS. In the first case, we are reacting with the NBS at bromine with at 400 kelvins. What is the product? No doubt alpha bromination will take place here. So then where the alpha bromination is taking place here, see, we have to find out how many alpha positions are there here. Here see guys, this is a double bonded carbon atom. So with respect to this double bonded carbon, this is a alpha, this is alpha, this is also alpha. So 3 alpha carbons are there. But guys, here see, this is a primary carbon, this is a primary carbon, this is a secondary carbon. What is the reactivity order? Okay, so that is reactivity order is, okay, this is a secondary allylic hydrogen, these are the primary allylic hydrogen. So secondary are the more reactive. So therefore this will be replaced by the bromine. Okay, that is what you have to write. So the product can be written like this now. Okay, here the bromination is taking place at this position. So we are getting this product. Okay. Clear guys? Right. And similarly, so this is now guys, I think if you remember well, I told you about this reagent. Okay, selenium dioxide in acetic acid. What happens? Selenium dioxide in acetic acid causes to alpha hydroxylation. Alpha hydroxylation. So where the which hydrogen is can be replaced by the hydroxy group? Again, same as same reactivity. Okay, now so say at the same place. Okay, what happens is here hydroxylation will takes place here. So here you will get this product. Okay, like this you have to write the products. Okay, very important examples, guys. Now let's see some other examples. See, in this reaction, I'm giving you this. Okay, cyclopentanol reacting with the concentrated sulfuric acid at 160 degrees giving A, which is reacting with NBS in the presence of the light giving B. What are A and B here? Let us see. So what is a concentrated sulfuric acid? Remember guys, this is a dehydrating agent. Okay, dehydrating agent which causes to the loss of the water. So here, from here, if it losing the water molecule, okay, water molecule by the beta elimination, okay, it can be, okay, lose a water molecule like this. What is the product we are getting? We are getting cyclopentene. Okay, this is A. The cyclopentene is reacting with what? Reacting with the NBS. NBS in the presence of the light. This is important, I told you to remember. So it causes to the alpha bromination. What are the alpha positions? This is alpha position, this also alpha position. Okay, both are having the same number of secondary hydrogen. So both are equivalent. So any equivalent means both can give the same product. So anywhere it can be, it takes place. So I'm writing here. So this is product B. Okay, like this you are getting the different products. Okay, na 3-bromocyclopentene is a product. Okay guys, clear? Let me give you some other examples here. See guys, in this example, okay, again we are reacting with NBS in the presence of the light. So alpha bromination takes place. Okay, this is a double bonded carbon. Here this is a pH means phenyl ring. Okay, you can also write it like this now. Okay, pH means always remember it is a phenyl group, C6H5. Okay, this is CH2, CH double bond CH2. This is a molecule, same molecule. Okay, now this is alpha carbon with respect to aromatic ring and with respect to double bonded, okay, alkene, okay, olefinic bond here. So now when you reacted with NBS, what happens here? The bromination will takes at this alpha position. So you can write the product like this now: pH CHBr CH double bond CH2. Okay, this is the product we are getting. Okay, simple reaction only it is. Now guys, let me give you some other examples here. Here see, this is a very interesting example, very interesting example. Let me tell you, okay, about this reaction. What is the name of this molecule? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 1 hexene, right? 1 hexene or hexfanine. So here I am giving you, see here, reaction with NBS, okay, in the presence of the sunlight, in the presence of the DMSO. I told you both the conditions here. But here see, in the presence of the sunlight, alpha bromination is taking place. But here I mentioned that it is producing the 3 products. What are the 3 products? Okay, and this we can write now. So with this we can write what happens here. Here electrophilic addition will take place, which follows a Marconi capitation, in which bromonium and hydroxide ions addition is taking place. Okay, so if you write this product, okay, okay, you can write it like this. Okay, electrophilic addition only. So here this is a double bond carbon having the 2 hydrogen, this having the only 1 hydrogen, therefore here electrophile, here nucleophile. What is electrophile? Bromine. What is the nucleophile? Hydroxide. Okay, of course you are getting this product. Okay, now 1 bromo 2 hexanol is a product. And what are the 3 products here? Let's see that. Okay, now so very interesting example guys. Here see, okay, the reaction will take place like this. The molecule is like this here. Okay, CH2 double bond CH2, 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 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 more carbon atom. Okay, now right. So here see, what we have to do is, so first okay, it can generate the radical now. So let us write this respective allylic radical. Okay, so from here one of the hydrogen will undergo a homolytic cleavage and it can form the respective radical. Okay, that radical can be written like this. Okay, CH2 double bond, okay, CH radical CH2, CH2, and CH3. Okay, this is the radical we are getting. See here guys, due to hyperconjugation effect, what happens is it involves in the resonance formation. Okay, it involves in resonance formation like this. Okay, in the presence of this radical, this bond undergoes a homolytic cleavage and it can form its resonance structure like this. Okay, let me write its resonance structure here. So in which now this carbon gets one unpaired electron, and this carbon, okay, will have the unpaired electron, and adjacent carbon is also having the unpaired electron. Therefore, they can mutually share the unpaired electrons to form the double bond, and this is the rest of the moiety. Okay, now right, we are getting these two. Now here see guys, what is happening here is, okay, now bromine radical will be attacking at this carbon atom, this radical carbon, and this radical carbon to give the respective product. Now suppose if the bromine radical is attacking at this carbon, okay, this radical carbon atom, okay, the product can be written like this. I am writing the product here. See how the product will be. Here see, okay, CH2 double bond, okay, CH, and this is a CH carbon, okay, CH2, CH2, CH3, and the bromination is taking place here. You are getting this product. Okay, now, and similarly, now let's see, okay, here, if the bromine is attacking here in this, from this intermediate, okay, so you are getting this product, okay, here is a bromine, okay, this carbon, CH2 carbon, next CH double bond, CH, okay, CH2, CH2, CH3, okay, you are getting this product. Sir, here you can see only two, but how the three products are here? See guys, if you remember well, in our previous videos, okay, I made the geometrical isomerism. Here see, here is one hydrogen and one this group, okay, butyl group, okay, now I think one carbon is more now, 1 2 3 4 5 6, okay, this is not there, this is CH3 only, okay, now right. So here see, this is a one hydrogen and here is a propyl group, and here which group is there on this double bond carbon here? Okay, CH2Br and one hydrogen. So it can form the geometrical isomerism. So it can exist in the both the forms, cis and trans forms. So here cis, okay, cis derivative is a one product, trans derivative is a second product, and this is a third product. So three products we are getting. Okay, very important guys. Okay, remember, so this kind of the products can also be formed, okay, in the alpha bromination or chlorination reactions. Okay, so here for this given question, here number of the three products I told you, and in the NBS in the presence of the DMSO will give some addition product here. Okay, clear? Right, let me give you some other examples. Yeah, see guys, this is another example. What is the name of this molecule? Toluene or methyl benzene. So now we are reacting the toluene with the chlorine in the presence of the sunlight. Remember, okay, toluene in the presence of the sunlight, where the halogenation takes place, chlorination takes place at alpha position. Okay, now here I mentioned the three different conditions guys here. Okay, that is number of equivalents of the chlorine, 1 equivalent, 2 equivalent, 3 equivalent. Okay, now so whatever the number of alpha hydrogens are there, okay, we can replace all the alpha hydrogens by taking the corresponding number of the equivalents of the chlorine here. If you take the one equivalent of the chlorine, only one hydrogen will be replaced. If you take the two equivalents, two hydrogens will be replaced. If you take the excess of the chlorine, okay, all the alpha hydrogens will be replaced. So here what are the products we are getting here? We are getting this one, okay, here CH2Cl. This is called as a benzyl chloride. Okay, now, and similarly, if you take the two equivalents, what happens here? We will get this one. Okay, two hydrogens will be replaced, okay, by the chlorine. So this is called as a benzol, so that it is called as a benzyl chloride. Okay, and here three hydrogens will be replaced because excess we are taking, so it gives a benzo, so benzo chloride. Okay, we are getting this. Actually, the purpose of these reactions is that we can prepare hydroxy compounds at alpha position. Okay, we can make it as an intermediates. Okay, hydroxy compounds or carbonyl compounds we can take. Okay, suppose if you want to prepare the benzyl alcohol from the toluene, what you do is directly you cannot introduce a hydroxy group. So first introduce the chlorine, next replace it by the hydroxy group by the hydrolysis. Okay, if you react with the basic aqueous base like sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, this chlorine will be replaced to give the benzyl alcohol. Okay, this is a way to prepare the benzyl alcohol from the toluene. And here what happens here, both the hydroxy groups will be replaced by the hydroxy group. Both the chlorines will be replaced by the hydroxy groups. If the two hydroxy groups are present on the same carbon, two or more than two hydroxy groups are present on the same carbon, that is unstable, which loses the water molecule, okay, to give the stable compound. Okay, here it is losing the water molecule like this. Okay, now see, and it gives a respect to benzaldehyde. So from the toluene you can prepare the benzaldehyde in this way also. Okay, here if you react it with the water, okay, in the basic medium, okay, aqueous phase, okay, all the three chlorines will be replaced by the hydroxy groups, and you will get this unstable compound we are getting. And here what happens here, loss of water takes place by losing the water molecule. Okay, here see, by losing the water molecule it can form benzoic acid. Okay, like this we can prepare the different the compounds from the toluene. So here we can use as these compounds as intermediates. Okay, anyway, so remember alpha halogenation is depends upon the number of equivalents also. Okay, now right. And guys, here see, and one more important interesting reaction. So here at 2, if the 2 alpha carbons are there, okay, if you are taking the NBS, okay, so if you take the excess, what happens? Okay, excess means if you take 2 equivalents, okay, if you take the NBS, right, directly, if the given reaction is like this, here replace one hydrogen from here, one hydrogen from here. So the product will be like this. Very, very important examples. Okay, in the previous competitive entrance also the exam the question is there. Okay, here you will get this product. Okay, now remember this. And this is a most important and interesting example. Hope you can understand and you can write it. Okay, because I already explained one of the model examples like this. You are taking this molecule, reacting with the NBS in the presence of the light, giving A and B. Here A is a major, B is a minor. What is a major and minor? That is important for competitive exams. And selenium dioxide in the acetic acid, what happens here? Alpha hydroxylation takes place. So this product is easy to write. Okay, this is easy to write. Okay, directly you can write a alpha hydroxylated product here. But what is the major and minor here with NBS in the presence of the light? Let us see it. Okay, let us see it. Okay, very, very interesting an example. Okay, now see guys, here in this case what happens is, okay, we are taking this molecule. Okay, right. So here this is only alpha carbon now. This is only alpha carbon. Okay, CH3 is there. So one of the hydrogens will be, okay, eliminated as a hydrogen radical and gives a the respective carbon radical here. Okay, allylic radical we are getting. Okay, this is what we are getting right now. So what happens here now? Rearrangement takes place. Rearrangement takes place due to hyperconjugation effect. Okay, due to hyperconjugation effect. Now you will get this intermediate. Okay, so now here this bond is undergoing the homolytic cleavage. So here new double bond will be formed. Okay, new double bond is forming here, and here is radical is generated. Yes. Now what happens here? From this intermediate you will get one product. From this intermediate you will get one product. How the product is forming here? Here see. Okay, here bromine radical will react with this one to give this product. Okay, here see. You are getting this product. This is one of the products. And in the next case here bromine radical will be attacked here to give this product. Okay, now which is a major, which is a minor, that is the important thing. Now remember, so from the parent molecule, okay, so however the skeletal structure is here, from the product produced from this skeletal structure will be the major here. So this is a major product, remember, important it is. Okay, and this is a minor product. Clear now? Let me give you some other examples. See guys, this is another example. So this is a molecule, so reacting with NBS in the sunlight. So alpha bromination takes place. So guys, here I am telling, here we will get the 3 products. 3 products we will get. Can you write all the 3 products? Let us see how to write. Okay, very simple. Same mechanism. Here this is alpha carbon, this is also alpha carbon. Okay, so now let us see what are the products we are going to get here. Suppose if the alpha here from hydrogen is okay, eliminating as a radical and generating a respective carbon radical here. So from here you will get one intermediate. Correct now? Next again, it can rearranges. Okay, due to hyperconjugation. Okay, it can form the resonance structure. What is the resonance structure we are getting here? So this is the resonance structure we are getting. Okay, so here the bond is okay homolytically breaking and it forms new double bond here. So from here you will get one more product. And what is another product guys here? So here see, okay, this is alpha carbon. So and this also alpha carbon. So from this also the hydrogen can be replaced here. So one more intermediate you will get. Okay, that intermediate. Okay, that intermediate can be like this. Here is a CH3. I'm sorry. Here is CH3, and here is a radical is generated. Okay, sir, you can say that, sir, of course, if this radical is rearranged here, this double bond is rearranged here, okay, na? So then the bromine can be, okay, formed here, na? You will get the one of the repeated products. Can you identify that repeated product? Okay, hope you can do that, right? So now from here one product will be produced here. So what is the product here? That product can be written like this. Here is a bromine. From here one product can be produced here. CH3, and here is a bromine, and from here you will get one more product. Okay now, right? So like this we will get the different products here. Okay guys, hope you understood, huh? Right. So just write the products like this. And one more interesting example, very interesting example, most important especially for the IIT entrance exams. Suppose guys, if you are taking this molecule, okay, if you are reacting with the bromine at 400 degrees Celsius, what is the product we are going to get, especially for IIT students? Okay now, so here see which functional group is there. Azo group is there. Okay, if azo group is there and tertiary carbon is attached to this, what happens here? So since the reaction is taking place at a high temperature, remember the bond will get break here. This bond will get break, this bond will get break homolytically, and this can be eliminated as a nitrogen gas. And here one radical, here will be one radical, and both are same groups now. So we are going to get 2 moles of this intermediate. Okay, that is 2 moles of, okay, CH3. Okay, this CH3 C radical, and here is one cyano group, whatever the groups. Okay, just write them. Okay, and here is a CH3. 2 moles we are getting. Along with this, what is happening here? Nitrogen gas is liberating. Now the bromine will attack here. Okay, bromine is attacking at this radical carbon atom. Okay, bromine. Okay now, so what we are getting? We are getting CH3 C CnBr CH3. Okay, this is the product we are getting. Very interesting and important example. Okay, and one more last example guys here. See, so can you write the product in this reaction? Hope you can write now. Can you do practice? Yes, very simple. Here see, this is only alpha carbon because this is phenyl aromatic ring. Okay, so here the hydrogen will be, here is a hydrogen. Okay, tertiary hydrogen. So this hydrogen can be replaced by the chlorine here. Okay, and you will get respective product. Okay, the product can be written like this. Here is a chlorine. This also radical mechanism. Why sir? Why? Because okay, here pH group is there na, allylic alpha carbon atom here. Okay, alpha carbon it is. Okay, this is C2H5, C ethyl group, and this is CH3, and one hydrogen is here. This alpha hydrogen will be replaced by the chlorine. For this, I am using, okay, the 2 types of reagents, or you can use a direct chlorination also. Okay, right. Okay, these are the different reactions about the alpha hallucination. Okay, hope you understand everything about this. Okay, that's all guys. Nothing else. It is very easy. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching video. Thank you for giving a like, and thanks for sharing my video. Okay, so still if you don't subscribe my channel, please subscribe it and share with your friends. Okay, thank you, all the very best guys. I will meet you in the next video. Bye bye.